You ever scroll your phone and suddenly feel like the internet is hiding something from you? Because in 2026, something weird is happening. Americans are leaving. Influencers are moving. Businesses are investing. All in one country most people couldn't even point to on a map 5 years ago. And the craziest part, everyone who goes says the same thing. Why didn't I know about this sooner? So today, we're breaking down the country that went from background character to the place people are calling. The future of how life is supposed to feel. Modern cities. Insanely low cost of living. Food that might actually be illegal, it's so good. And a lifestyle that's making Americans question everything. But here's the twist. This isn't hype. This isn't tourism marketing. And this definitely isn't what you think. Because by the end of this video, you might start looking at your own life differently. And trust me, the deeper we go, the crazier this gets. Quick challenge. Only a tiny percentage of people watching right now are actually subscribed. If you like discovering things before everyone else does, hit subscribe right now because we're about to show you why the world can't stop talking about Malaysia in 2026. All right, let's start with the moment the internet first realized something was going on. Part 1. The internet glitch nobody understood. Something strange started happening in 2026. Not in politics. Not in Hollywood. Not even in tech. It started in your recommended feed. 1 second, you're watching a guy rate gas station snacks. Next second, boom. A smiling couple under glowing skyscrapers. Title: We left California for this country. No regrets. You scroll. Another one. Best decision of our lives. Scroll. We thought Europe was the dream. We were wrong. At first it looks random. Then it hits you. Why are all these Americans suddenly in the Sam country? And why does every single one of them look like they unlocked a cheat code to life? That country? Not Japan. Not Dubai. Not Singapore. Malaysia. Yeah. That Malaysia? The one nobody in American classrooms talked about. The one hiding behind louder neighbors for years. So how did it go from background character to main character energy on the internet? And what happens when you actually land there? Part 2. The landing that messes with your brain. Meet Ethan and Marissa Cole. Regular American couple. Arizona. Mortgage stress, commute rage. Life on repeat. They land at Orion International Airport. Yeah, that's Kuala Lumpur. They expect humidity is abetted into .r. Developing country vibes. Instead, glass architecture. Silent train systems. Digital immigration gates. Marisa whispers. Wait, did we land in the future? Outside the airport, the skyline hits. But here's the weird part. It's modern, but it doesn't feel cold. There's color, food smells, street music, mosque call blending with temple bells and distant church chimes. Ethan expected culture shock. Instead, he feels calm. How can so many cultures exist in one place without chaos? Because this isn't diversity marketing. This is daily life. Lunch tables where 4 languages mix, and the only argument is more chili or no. So why does this peaceful mix hit Americans so emotionally hard? Part 3. This feels like New York, but patched. They walk into Nova District, Bukit Bintang energy. Neon, street food smoke. LED towers. Ethan laughs. This feels like New York if New York updated its software. Cleaner sidewalks. Lower stress. Nobody yelling. No subway panic. It's like Las Vegas visuals, Tokyo efficiency. But with grandma-level friendliness, Marisa says, how is this not on every top city's list? They think they understand Malaysia now. Big mistake. Because the north of the country does something that shouldn't exist in real life. How can a city feel like time travel with Wi-Fi? Part 4. The city where past and future shake hands. Welcome to Port Aurora. Anning vibe. Ethan expects sleepy historic town. Souvenir shops. Tourists with hats. Instead, a startup founder coding in a cafe under a 150-year-old balcony. A delivery drone flies past a mural older than his grandfather. Cobblestone streets. Fiber internet. It feels illegal. Like someone modded reality. America builds new cities by deleting the old. Malaysia adds layers. Nothing erased, everything upgraded. Ethan asks, why does this feel more advanced than places that call themselves advanced? Because Malaysia didn't copy success, it built its own version. But here's where the story stops being travel and starts becoming global power strategy. Why are corporations quietly following the influencers? Part 5. The move nobody saw coming. While superpowers argue loudly, Malaysia moved quietly. Meet Daniel Reyes, Texas-based tech executive. In 2026, his company opens an office in Straits Tech Park, Johor, Penang Energy. Not China, not Vietnam. Why? Stability, he says. Talent. And a government that doesn't make everything a battlefield. Malaysia became the neutral ground in a noisy world. East trusts it. West trusts it. That's rare. And when billion-dollar companies start making silent moves, people notice. But corporations aren't the only ones packing bags. Why are students and retirees following next? Part 6. The new version of the American dream. Meet Lena Brooks, 23. She planned to study in New York. Tuition scared her. Healthcare scared her. Rent terrified her. She chooses Horizon Global University, Malaysia, NTL, campus vibe. Her dorm costs less than a US parking spot. She gets world-class education, international friends, safe public transport. She tells her mom on video call, I feel like I'm living, not surviving. Retirees say the same. Remote workers say the same. Different ages. Same sentence. Life feels lighter here. But the biggest shock isn't the cost. It's something Americans didn't realize they missed. What happens when strangers treat you like neighbors? Part 7. The moment people stop feeling like tourists. Taxi driver refuses a tip. Welcome to my home, he says. A street vendor adds extra food. You look hungry. A family waves them to sit. No shared language. Shared laughter. Ethan later says, I thought I was traveling. Turns out I was reconnecting. Why does this hit Americans emotionally? Because in a world of speed, noise, and competition, Malaysia whispers, sit, eat, stay. And that whisper is louder than shouting. But nothing unites people faster than one thing. What happens when cultures don't just live together, but cook together? Part 8. Unity you can taste. Street, night, steam everywhere. Malay grill, Chinese noodles, Indian flatbread, side by side. No rivalry, just rhythm. Ethan tries spicy sambal, regrets it instantly. Coughing, sweating, laughing, marisa filming. America needs this flavor and this teamwork. Food isn't just food here. It's a system working. Different origins, same table, and that leads to the biggest realization Americans are having in 2026. What if success doesn't have to be loud? Part 9. The quiet power move. In the US, success screams. Malaysia doesn't. It just builds. Plants trees around skyscrapers. Upgrades systems without press conferences. Improves infrastructure without drama. It's calm progress. And in a chaotic world, calm becomes power. So now the real question isn't, why are Americans visiting? It's, what happens if more of them decide to stay? Part 10. The uncomfortable realization. Ethan sits at a cafe in Nova District. Laptop open, work done in 3 hours. No sirens, no stress traffic, no background anxiety. He texts his friend back in Chicago, dude, why does life feel easier here? That question spreads like wildfire. Because Americans visiting Malaysia in 2026 aren't just discovering a new country, they're discovering a different version of life design. In the US, life feels like a race with no finish line. In Malaysia, life feels paced, productive but breathable, modern but human. And that creates a thought that makes people uncomfortable. Have we been overcomplicating everything back home? But here's where it gets deeper. Because Malaysia didn't just build cities differently, it built priorities differently. So what exactly did they optimize for that others forgot? Part 11. The invisible infrastructure. Tourists don't notice it at first, but digital nomads do. Entrepreneurs do. Parents do. Things just work. Public transport shows up. Healthcare doesn't feel like a financial horror movie. Internet is fast in places that look 200 years old. It's not flashy, it's functional. Meet Priya Nair, a remote designer from Seattle. She says, In the US, basic things feel complicated. Here, advanced things feel simple. That sentence alone breaks brains, because Malaysia's progress isn't about flexing, it's about removing friction from daily life. And when life has less friction, people have more energy for living. But why didn't the world notice this sooner? Part 12. The Quiet Country Syndrome. For years, Malaysia didn't shout. No giant global marketing campaign. No, we are the future billboards. It just improved. Like that quiet student in class who suddenly tops the exam. By the time the world looked up, Malaysia had already leveled up. Now in 2026, Americans are discovering it at the same time, which creates a wild online effect. Millions of people feeling like they found a secret at the same time. That's how obsessions are born. But obsession turns into something bigger when people start comparing, and that comparison hits Americans in a sensitive spot. What happens when a trip becomes self-reflection? Part 13. The Mirror Moment. Marissa video calls her sister in Florida. Behind her, skyline, street food, smoke, music. Her sister says, "You look different." Marissa pose, "I think I'm just less tired." That hits harder than any statistic, because Americans aren't just impressed by Malaysia, they're questioning themselves. Why does success feel calmer here? Why does modern feel less lonely? Why does city life feel less isolating? This isn't geography anymore. This is psychology. And when enough people start asking these questions, culture shifts begin. But here's the twist nobody saw coming. What happens when Americans stop seeing Malaysia as a vacation spot and start seeing it as a life option? Part 14. The Great Experiment.